Tonight we're going to Montana, to a small, forgotten gas station at the edge of the highway. In the daylight, it looks ordinary, but after midnight, something about that place feels wrong. Drivers pass by without stopping, but the few who do never forget what they experience inside. This is the story of the flickering light in the restroom. Turn off your lights and listen carefully. On the outskirts of a small town called Billings, there's an old gas station that's been around since the 1970s. The paint is peeling, the sign is half gone, and the whole place smells like rust and gasoline. For truckers driving through long, empty highways, it's often the only stop they can find. Around 12:15 a.m., Ryan Walker, a 32-year-old truck driver from Seattle, pulled in after hours of driving. The gas pumps stood quiet under the cold Montana night. The only sound was a faint buzzing from a flickering fluorescent light above the restroom door. Click, click, click. Ryan headed inside. The moment the door opened, a damp, metallic smell hit him. He glanced at the large mirror on the wall. His reflection looked strange, pale, tired, and for some reason, a half-second out of sync. He shrugged it off. "Just exhaustion," he muttered, stepping into the last stall and locking the door. Then the light went out. Total darkness. "Great," Ryan sighed, turning on his phone's flashlight. The white beam cut through the blackness, bouncing off the cracked tiles. Then, click. The overhead light came back, flickering wildly. In the flashes, Ryan saw a pair of feet outside the stall, but there were no footsteps, no movement, just shadows. He leaned down, peering under the stall door. Nothing, yet a faint silhouette lingered right in front of his door. "Hey!" he called out. "Someone there?" Silence. The light flickered one last time and went out again. Now, all he could hear was the slow creak of the old ventilation fan and the sound of his own breathing. Ryan unlocked the stall and stepped out. The beam from his phone caught something on the mirror, a wet handprint. The shape was wrong. The fingers were too long and bent in ways they shouldn't be. Then the light buzzed back to life, blinking rapidly. In that stuttering light, Ryan saw a woman standing in front of the mirror. Her back was turned, hair soaked and tangled, her shirt ripped and damp. But in the reflection, her face was turned toward him. The lights went out. He froze, then he heard it, breathing. Right next to his ear, "Ha! Ha!" Ryan spun around. Nothing. The restroom was empty. He bolted out the door, gasping for air. The freezing night felt like oxygen itself. Outside, an old man stood smoking beside the pumps. His name was Hank, the night attendant. "You all right, son? You look like you've seen a ghost," Hank said calmly. Ryan's voice trembled. "There's someone in there. A woman. Wet clothes, long hair." Hank sighed. "You're not the first one to say that." Ryan frowned. "What do you mean?" 3 years ago, Hank said. "A young girl who worked the night shift died in there. Power outage hit during a storm. Heart attack, they said. But ever since that night, the restroom lights never worked right again. Always flickers when someone walks in." Ryan glanced back at the small concrete building. The light over the restroom door blinked twice and went out. Hank took a drag from his cigarette and murmured, "Sometimes I think she just wants someone to turn the light back on for her." Ryan said nothing. He climbed into his truck and started the engine. But before pulling away, he looked into the side mirror. The restroom light had turned on again, glowing steady now. And in the reflection of the mirror, a faint silhouette of a woman stood by the sink, watching him leave. the light might finally be off now. But if you ever stop at an old gas station in Montana and see a flickering bulb above a restroom door, don't go in alone. Someone inside might still be waiting for you to turn the light on. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. More real-style horror stories are waiting for you. Until next time, sleep well, and maybe keep the light on tonight.